the Dells have always been a place where there are things to do, and there's history with that.
Long before it became the water park capital of the world and a scenic place for families to explore, a tiny shop helped to shape its story.
The history of the Dells is something that we hope people will remember and enjoy for generations, and the studio is here to stay for that.
The H.H. Bennett Studio is the oldest operating business in the Wisconsin Dells, celebrating 150 years. Now a state historic site, its director, Alan Hanson, helps keep that history alive.
The city really started with the Ho-Chunk community here in the Dells. They've always known the area as a significant spiritual place with the rock formations, which were formed between 10 and 14,000 years ago. The rocks were carved by water draining out of a glacier, and it carved deep channels in the river. Supposedly pronounced Deles or Deles, and it means swift, dark water running through a narrow channel or cavern.
The Dells is a 5-mile gorge on the Wisconsin River with stunning cliffs and side canyons. A man and his camera helped to put on the map in the 1880s.
We like to say that H.H. Bennett, Henry Hamilton Bennett, was the man who made Wisconsin Dells famous. His most famous photograph is the Leaping the Chasm, and that image has become an icon synonymous with the Wisconsin Dells. And he hoped that by people seeing that image that he could prove not only that his stop-action photography was possible, but also to demonstrate some of the magnificent beauty of the area as well.
So you said that he would travel from place to place, from town to town, and really tell Wisconsin Dells' story.
Mm-hmm. Any time that Bennett traveled, he would carry some photographs with him or some slides, and always wanted to share with everyone the natural beauty of the Dells of the Wisconsin River. That was a very special place, not only for him, but for, he hoped, for many others.
Those hopes of H.H. Bennett were realized, thanks in part to some other visionaries pioneering family fun.
And by 1900, the tours along the river were a mainstay in the Dells.
Just after World War II, the original Wisconsin ducks splashed into the river and came ashore. Now more than 300,000 tourists take a ride each season.
The ducks were manufactured between 1942 and 1945 for use during World War II. 21,000 vehicles were made. During the D-Day invasion, over 2,000 ducks were used to carry troops and cargo from the landing ships into the shore, and they were an integral part of the invasion at Normandy. And after the war, the ducks were brought to Wisconsin Dells.
A few years later, on nearby Lake Delton, a popular radio and TV host by the name of Tommy Bartlett launched a ski show.
It's showtime! Tommy Bartlett showtime!
It's now the longest-running live show in the country.
Certainly being here as long as I've been here, I always had a vision for this community.
Passing a sales tax helped to make Wisconsin Dells what it is today. A town of just 2,500 in the winter months, it took millions to be able to support the retail and recreation that exists now.
Then when the interstate got built, the rest was history. And the automobile took over, and the Dells has always tried to be on the leading edge of the tourism industry, and water park hotels started in Wisconsin Dells, water parks started in Wisconsin Dells, and they're just commonplace now throughout the country.
Centrally located between Chicago and Minneapolis, families from across the upper Midwest have a chance to make memories here.
There are a lot of hotels in the Dells here, and many of the 5 largest resorts have well over 1,500 rooms apiece.
But Alan Hanson says without those first few pictures from Mr. Bennett, the Dells wouldn't be what they are today.
Wanting to share the area with everyone, I guess you could say the rest is history.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.